we see that we have used a function here, and a function is a piece of code or a collection of code which is given a name. And whenever you write the name, then the code associated with that name is executed. So for example, here we have the print function. And you see it's a function because it has a name and these parentheses after. And in these parentheses, you can either put nothing. Well, in our case, then the print statement prints nothing. Or you can pass in an argument. So for example, here we have hello, for example. Not very creative, but you get the drift. So here, whenever you see a name and these parentheses, you know it's a function. And when you call the function by writing the name, you can put something inside the parentheses or not. These are called arguments. But what if the function is not there? So, for example, we would like to have or print the logarithm of the number 3. If we run this, then we get a result. Log is not defined. What happened? It's because the log function, so here we have a function as an argument, but the log function is actually in the math module. So now we have to import the math module in order to use the log function. And we have 4 ways to import the module, and I will specify all the code in the file that I'm putting up at Google Drive with comments. So you can just check through that code file. So the first way to import the math module is using import math as m, for example. Okay, so now we have m, but what we need to do then is print log 3, but instead of log 3, we have to specify from which module. So we just write m dot, and now we can run this, and we have the result here. One thing I have to mention with this interactive window is that if you only want to evaluate one thing, you do not need this print statement. So, but if you are programming in another IDE, like not in VS Code, then you should use the print statement. And it's nice if you actually write it correctly. Because if you use the print statement, you can, in this case, you can print several things as well. So for example, the log of 3 and the logarithm of 30, for example, like so. Okay, so that's one way to import a module. What you also can do is just to write import math, but in this case we have to specify the whole name, for example, math.log4, in order to use the log function. What you also can do is importing only one function, because now if we type m dot, we can see that m dot, and then you have all the functions inside of math, which are quite many. But if you only need one function, you can write from math import exp, for example. And then you can write exp of 2, and then you get the e to the power of 2, which is 7. So this way you can import one function. Just make sure that you know which library or which module it actually comes from. You can also write from math import star or asterisk. This is not to be done. It's possible, but it is not something that we recommend, because then, as you saw here, you will import all these functions, and if you import a lot of functions from several modules, then you're crowding the namespace. It means that you're not exactly sure which function you are actually running when you are, for example, using the exp, the exponential function. So that's the 4 ways of importing modules. The recommended version is this: import math as m, because using a shorthand will make sure that you know exactly which module the function comes from, and you will save a lot of typing, especially if the module name is a very long one.